Hmm. Let's see if this works on my other thing. Ooh, it still does. Holy shit. Let me see. Let me see. Let's go to my thing. Nice. That's how I'm still doing a call. Okay. So the first one we're gonna go with is insight, creativity, and patience, contrariness from item A. Now, I don't know if I'm supposed to read the whole list after this, or if I'm supposed to just read one at a time for a week or 2 weeks or something, but this is what we got. So, yeah, insight, creativity, patience, and contrariness. Now, I didn't want to already say something for some reason. I didn't want to already talk about it. I wasn't being lazy. I wasn't being thought about to actually think about because I never run out of ideas, not even with women. But, uh, yeah, I just these are supposedly my best uh, um, strengths and blind spots. I think it's like actually like the lineup of this following the rest of the 25 in suit of the 26 because there's like every letter, so like A to Z. So I actually have it where these happen to be the most what amongst the most well-known part aspects of myself, and I think they are not like they aren't the only thing that are about me. Sometimes they're not even always relevant, even though I make everything relevant. But yeah. Uh, if I had to keep three of these strengths and lose one weakness, this would be the thing to focus on for all week or all 2 weeks. Is literally just trying to be in tune with how brilliant my mind is, how in tune again how brilliant my other parts of my mind are, and how brilliant my mind can still endure things, and then just drop the contrariness and I'm going to get to that. But this can be easily achieved in 1 or 2 weeks, but just as a good academic practice, as psychology, I guess. But to have it where I don't have to worry too much about contrariness and still have it on the back end of my stuff, just trying to figure out how to work it through. Because contrariness can still be a good thing. And sometimes even science criteria fishes can be bad things. That's just me thinking that too. But yeah, that's I will keep adding that I don't think of contrariness as being only a bad thing, but because of the way that that's made people feel that I dodge things and been this and escape using escapism on accident. When I never even thought of myself as an escaping person, but before, but I just but I can imagine what these four relate to each other. I could actually avoid with easily. The good way, the avoiding contrariness, like I could even see if I would face something forwards and not opposing of it, even if that's actually the right way to do it. That's why what I was conflicted with was if it was whether it was right or wrong to avoid something instead of doing, or if it actually was being avoided because of what I did or didn't do. Those were my gambits with contrariness because I didn't understand fully as a weakness. But something my dad related to me before as one of my weaknesses that he does. But but if I had to be insightful, creative, and patient without being contrary, that'd be real legit, honestly. So that's what I got for you guys for now. Thank you. All right, so we got I'm B, confidence, memory, and flexibility, arrogance. All right, so I'm gonna say for this lineup, it's pretty ideal that I would want to be confident and have a good memory and flexibility, and then not be arrogant. Because again, with any of these items on the list, so pick three, drop one, you have more than enough to be grateful for even the first item alone. But to make sure that it's not numerically, materialistically, I don't even mean like this. There's a lot of controversial things I have already, but to have it where you don't have to worry about it only be one item versus one item or two items versus one. That's why it goes to 3.1. So it makes it feel not five or four, not one or two, but three versus one. So that's just the idea. But I am a confident person. I never actually had to go about life. I never people who think that I have no idea where they get that from. They have a lot of pro extreme stuff from my own self perspective. I shouldn't always care what they think, but that's all I think of it. So it was, and then with memory, it was just like remembering almost literally everything, but at least remembering particular things. And then with flexibility, it was being very resourceful and articulate with how I did things. And then the arrogance comes with all three of those, obviously, but it's also like it's things I know I have sustainably in my wisdoms, but it's also when I know I can actually make my own things work and making that look like it's selfish, but actually me being having a self-esteem, I guess. As I've always had a self-esteem thing about confidence, but it's just I know people who will tell me, oh, but there's no that's not that blunt. There is a difference between esteem and arrogance or selfishness, and confidence. And people will even say that in advice videos apparently. I'm always looking for the middle ground, and at the same time, people will still think that there's a switch mode thing that makes things shortcutting in a better way. That's not always bad either. Neither middle ground or shortcutting or whatever. Whichever I don't know about that. But if I had to say that this was a good lineup, it would be good even compared to A with the other the encyclopedia patients of countries. So this would just be like being the kind of person who's confident, not arrogant, has a good memory, not arrogant, flexible, not arrogant. I can see that happening. It's because these are slightly different from one another. Actually, even the forms in particular by themselves, their memory is more suitably statured, I guess. You have flexibility, which is vague, and then you have confidence, which is nearly the polar opposite of arrogance, I guess. But they're all beautiful in their own ways. That is all I got for you guys for now. You know, I could easily say more, but there you go. And we got C item, health, attractiveness, and humor, confusion. This is gonna be a bit more lighthearted, I guess. Okay, hopefully I can be more example giving as well. But I was running out of breath for now. I'm actually even running out of even like thinking capacity for some reason. Even though I'm acting like these memos are gonna be easy to record, or that they're gonna be like just like everyone else, which should be the ideal point of that. But yeah. So I've always been really healthy. I don't know why, but I never had to exercise to even maintain my health for some reason. I still do it, and the second I even start exercising legitimately, even in low doses, it makes me look even more ripped. It's fucking insane. It's like I haven't had metabolism as well. It's weird. I'm blessed that after all the shit I put up with in life, that I still look like a handsome kid. It's amazing. I'm always gonna be grateful for that. But attractiveness, same with health, as I just said. Grateful for the fact that I still look youthful and enthusiastic all the time. I mentioned that in later items, but yeah. And then humor. I've always had a good humor. I've always had a good sense of humor and unique kind of at that point. But I always wanted just to make sure and make it better. And just to make sure that I can actually be kind of a comedian, reliability, or whatever that would be. But confusion is again lighthearted. It doesn't seem that bad, but when it comes down to it, I am a very lackluster person. I don't know what's happening around me all the time, but I do know what I'm doing. So if I had a way to make sure that I could have less confusion, or at least some way to understand what's going on, even if that's not perfect, because I know how to achieve perfection, which will be addressed in a later video or memo, but maybe, but uh, at least by a milestone perspective, it's like a so not everything would have to be subjective as everyone else would tell you, I guess, unfortunately. But confusion, I would just be like, yeah, I could certainly find a way to pay attention more to my surroundings and maybe listen even to than people. But I can go with that other things as well, like the contrary scenarios. That's for the other memos. But health, attractiveness, humor, confusion. I could easily go with those three and take that away. Be like, yeah, if I was less confused, I would certainly know how to be more healthy, attractive, and humorous. But that has to come first, honestly. Unfortunately, brutally and uh, conformity wise, it has to be like that. But I'm not gonna brush it with knowledge that I otherwise. I have these things to be grateful for. That's the whole point of these memos. Being around grateful for those things, and then be like, oh, that's why I'm giving that up because I have all the other shit to deal with. Because this technically would mean that I have like 3 times as many items as this. So like there's like 26. Quick math tells you that that's 103 pros over 26 cons. But no, wait, no, that's 70 78 uh pros over 26 cons. Oh, okay, whatever. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys right now. So the fourth item should just be D. Let me look back at it real quick. Yes, it is strength, cunning, and agility, illiteracy. So I like this one. Yeah, I mean, I hate that before one, there are trigger words that I don't like that are gonna make you, they're gonna make you mad that I'm the one who's mad about them. And I'm gonna be mad at you guys for you're mad about too. So just keep me bear in mind that that's stuff like that, disgust or fear or whatever, how those emotions work and how I will claim that I have more emotional capacity than everyone else for some fucking reason. Even though my dad thinks it's different from everyone else. But for different for everyone in particular. But yeah, that's so strength can indeed be inner and outer. I've always been a really strong person inside and outside, both. I'm grateful for that for sure. Cunning, I've always had. I don't always say that in an intentional way. I'll say intelligent later on the later items later, but I've always at least been cunning. I've always been very clever with how I did things and my strategies and all that. Agility, oh my gosh, like I said, my youth and other items before. Like if I had to describe my youth. I've had an amazing effing body. Like it's actually like it's insane how good I am at moving this body and doing getting things done with it and doing whatever I want with it and not promising what I want to do with it even. It's an amazing body. It really is. I'm grateful for this body actually. It may not have the proportions I always desired, but I got used to those things and in the meantime I was like, holy shit, so sexy. Not in a bad way either. Not a really good way. So, and literacy. If you haven't noticed, I do have a lot of issues with my communication, notably how much I talk and how I make sense of things, and even the way I understand other people and then talk too much. Again, talking too much and not making as much sense, but also by not being talking too fast, talking too loud, and it list goes on, and the stuttering as well. There's a lot to the literacy stuff. That doesn't even define literacy. It already tells you how to even understand definitions of words, or how to use words, or how to even use like conversation. But believe me, if I got my literacy out of the way, I would be a killer communicator. I would be like literally like unstoppable. I wouldn't even need these other three items in this D list. The strength, cunning, agility. That's just a all around, I guess, like a triad thing. But it would help to have those things, strength, cunning, agility. But if I was not illiterate, then I'd be like, Jesus. That's all I got for you guys for now. I'm gonna cut early for some reason because I'm a jerk. But that was a very well heartfelt moment there. Strength, cunning, agility, and literacy. Thank you very much. Oh, am I still going at this? Oh my gosh, I'm on a roll. Okay. Well, how about this? We got a E letter, and it's purpose, devotion, and multitasking, indecisiveness. Oh my gosh, this is a nice one. Okay, so we yeah, I've always had a purpose. I've always said my purpose was indecisiveness. Was at the very end of this list, but I've always said that my purpose was either indecisiveness or having to implement my insight into the culture of the world so that it would be sustainable even after I was gone, or something like becoming the best version of myself without having to think that it's what I thought I was, or even what I didn't have to think it would be, which was either some conformity or being stubborn and like and so on. But you know, and devotion is the same loyalty, which I later on as well. There's a lot of synonyms in this whole list, but I do that on purpose to make sure I can mix and match these things. So with devotion, yeah, I am devoted not just in relationships, but even like in career and all that. It's amazing how devoted I am as a person. I would care enough to put my ass on the line and be a stepping mat than actually like doing enough myself. But I do enough myself anyways, but I often forget to on accident or even on purpose. But however that works good or bad. But and multitasking compared to focusing or even my spinning template idea, ooh, the ideals, is something that I've actually made up. But I mean, not with that. Multitasking is always a good thing. But people will claim I'm not a multitasker, but believe me, if I have it as your goal this year, compared to comedy and feminine side, then I'm gonna go for that shit. 2021, indeed. But having to go for multitasking, and I have no regrets with multitasking. I've been so clever with how I do things. Not just some listening to music playlists and then doing some dishes. No, I actually like actually doing two or more tasks at a time and being really good at it. Like really good. I'm not bluffing. I don't even remember completely good enough examples of what I'm doing with multitasking lately. But I remember in the back of my head I've been doing a very good job with it. So and even if I am lying, at least it's an optimistic line. Jesus, it's that later in the lines as well. But and then indecisiveness. Well, I mean, I'm being pretty decisive with these memos. Still seeing this on this toilet in the bathroom, making these memos on my phone, and actually not having to record myself otherwise. This makes it for really easy content, by the way, but really helpful content otherwise. I need to make with or without a content creator perspective, I guess. But you know, or a podcast. But yeah, I do get indecisive. I'm the kind of person who will think that they don't make a decision because they shouldn't have to force a decision and have time to think things through. But people who have thought I have a sense of urgency, they've exposed this very well. They've exposed that I've actually been the kind of person who doesn't make a decision until other people do it for him, unfortunately. And as sad and disturbing as that is, I actually have happened before. But and my indecisiveness is going to be screwed over in ways I don't understand yet because I don't know how they actually been negative. I am the kind of person who's done everything for a reason without regrets, so I forget how that's actually been a bad thing, even if it never actually was. But indecisiveness would be a good thing to ditch. In comparison to purpose, devotion, and multitasking, holy shit. Being on my purpose, not in the worst possible way, not in the way that doesn't regard other people. I love codependency. I don't think independence or dependence or even sophistication or universality or subjective experience or 100% what the hell was that thumbnail saying? I was like, yeah, I would give it I would give it and surrender indecisiveness if I had a good purpose in the original testing. If I didn't have these things already, I would get them that way. I'd be like, oh, that's amazing. I don't know what those are like. Real tech, I do them now. But it's like, because with a purpose, I would not be indecisive. With a devotion, I wouldn't be indecisive. With multitasking, I might be indecisive, but I would know that multitasking has better intention than the as a decision itself. So that's your I think that's for now. I'll cut off from here. Thank you very much. Bye. Did this toilet stop running? Okay, thank God. I just flushed it, by the way. Oh my gosh, you have to hear me say that. Okay, whatever. I still love these memos though. These voice memos are amazing. I actually want, I can imagine doing at least a G and then stopping for now, but that's why I'm doing F and G for now. So this is actually supposed to be F, I think, yeah. Gratitude, atmosphere, and leadership, overcomplicating. So I promised gratitude notes for as long as I can remember. Just kidding. I remember literally the moment I did it, so it's a paradox. But but I remember taking gratitude notes at least since the beginning of 2019 or the middle of 2019, and ever since I've been doing them almost every single day. I'm not even kidding. Almost every single day. I've gotten weeks at a time to do gratitude notes, but I still went back into doing them. So and gratitude notes were just really useful. And then eventually incorporated because statements as well. So gratitude notes over time to make them even more competent, I guess. Gratitude notes are very useful. They actually give you a chance to make sure that you know where you are, no matter where high or low you are in life. Like, people have a weird way of saying that this is still subjective. I still don't agree with them, but there's still truth to what they're saying. In fact, unfortunately, I'm sorry. But like how they actually want you that depression and happiness are just stages of life. They don't have to be existing for states or whatever. Just be grateful for where you are or not. Now, there's a part of this hingement on that. I don't go vibe with it completely. I don't even like the word vibe even then. I say that stuff that's a trigger word. Trigger word from things that you'll piss you off because I piss off on them. Things that piss you off, guys, I'll piss them as well. Eat. Why are you angry? I should be the one who's angry. But it's like I've always been grateful. I always have, even before I practice gratitude notes, I've always been grateful. Atmosphere, I've always been, I didn't want to say imagination because that was also a trigger word, unfortunately. Makes you angry, makes me angry, makes me angry, makes you angry. Not because we're angry, because of this, and because self-promotive. And even self-promotive is a trigger word. Jesus. I've always had a good atmosphere, if not imagination. I've always had a good atmosphere because I've actually been the kind of person who doesn't have to worry about his own world and knows that he's still in the real world, so to speak. But I've always been a deep person in that regard. I've always been the kind of person who will actually care that he knows where he is in the world and his own figments at the same time. I always see that as actually an accent, actually. I've seen it as like an accent. But that's me at least. Atmosphere. Leadership, I wanted to define myself as a planner at first, but then it came to terms with the idea that I would have to succumb to some kind of submissiveness anyways as a planner, even if that wasn't actually legitimate. So either planner or leader, I would make an ideal claymation, a story or whatever, a short or whatever, like leader versus planner, and that'd be pretty fun to make. But if I did, but, mentioning claymation, the memo list, oh my gosh. I didn't know you were so much later. And only if I'm opening this on YouTube, talking about my toilet and all that shit. But as I'm still in the bathroom, Jesus. I'm not talking about anyways, but. But yeah, leadership in the bathroom. Leadership as a person who doesn't want to believe in all the ideas of leadership, like maybe alpha or even actual leadership values like attendance or whatever. I'm not always that kind of person, but nonetheless. I'm a very good leader in particular. I haven't improved it yet, but in some ways I kind of already have proven I'm a leader while still being an abstract philosopher who doesn't see the world as I does. Even if I'm not speaking as a command, but I should still be unique. So, and then overcomplicating. Dude, just by saying that last bit, you can already can tell. I am desperate as a like actually hardcore desperate as a person. I always believe that as a philosopher, I believe that desperation is love for. So is materialism. Materialism is really something good thing. And electronic arts, autism speaks. Oh my gosh, these examples I thought was awesome. These attachments. Pikachu, SpongeBob, what the fuck? Overcomplicating. I do overcomplicate things. I don't League of Legends. Call of Duty. No, I mean CS:GO. Okay, I'm done. I do overcomplicate things, but I do it in an expense that I know that I actually make life complicated. But I do it because I know that life can still be simple. But it's the general bias that life is complicated. But I prefer that as per the Madam Secretary's show way. On CBS, I guess, whatever. I should still watch the show just to find the quotes I'm looking for. Life is complicated. And you only will get to understand that through experience, my daughter. Okay, but yeah, I do overcomplicate things. I would prefer that though instead of a simplification, honestly. Oversimplification is a thing, but even people who say that before to me still didn't misunderstood me, so it set me down, so short, something short. But unfortunately, those are my friends, unfortunately. But maybe even my family, if even. But who are they to understand that I know better than them? Than if I actually didn't have to say it like that, knowing better, Jesus Christ. But to give up overcomplication just to have gratitude, atmosphere, and leadership, that would be pretty ideal. That actually would even be relevant and appropriate because then I'd be able to like, I would know that I was doing things with without having to worry that they were just gonna be overcomplicated. Because gratitude wouldn't have to be overcomplicated, atmosphere wouldn't have to be overcomplicated, leadership wouldn't have to be overcomplicated. That would be perfect. I'd be like, yeah, good leadership without overcomplicating things. It was an unfortunate somber joy of truth, I guess. Somber joy of truth. In fact, fuck you. It's like, you know. So now I made this R-rated, I'm sorry. But yeah, gratitude, atmosphere, leadership, overcomplicating. If I could finish more of that on the same memo, I would, but I'm gonna randomly stop. Actually, not gonna stop yet. I'm gonna skip that thing. I'm gonna give up my thing. I'm gonna give up my thing. And when I overcomplicate that, let me just have to say some more things about that. Okay. Uh, Through the gratitude of not having to overcomplicate things, I'm really grateful. Through the atmosphere of knowing I would self complicate things and self grateful otherwise, and the leadership of the difference of that. That's like from replaying a proverb, I guess, from the Bible, I guess, whatever. The leadership through with or without overcomplicating. But if I had to throw away overcomplications and have leadership or atmosphere gratitude, I would. Because I'll be grateful for not overcomplicating things. I'll be atmospheric for not overcomplicating things. I'll be leadership wise, not as a non overcomplicator. That would work for me. There's a way that can work without being somber joyous, I guess. Somber joyous, things that would not overcomplicate. As unfortunate as that would seem, it would be worthy of a risk. So yeah, thank you guys. Oh, 6.5 minutes. Oh my Jesus. Okay. Bye. 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 No. Bye. And we are finally out of that craziness into G, which I'll stop here. I'll finally get out of this restroom just for now because I have my pants on, but I haven't even told you that. What the I was actually going to try to relay this as that example in itself to the rest of this G list. I know it's on G though, so I'm just going to go from there. But yeah, I will try to intentionally relay the fact I'm in the bathroom over and over in this memo if I can. But if I don't, that's going to be self-tiring itself. Grief, I guess. But yeah, G is sensuality, relatability, and tuning unfiltered. And every time I put a period, and I don't even address that's different from the cons and pro. I'm not even doing any favors, but whatever. uh, Sensuality. Let that speak for itself. Yeah, sexuality, hypersensitivity, but also in a good way. Not all the hypersensitivity is even bad. It's seen as a disorder, but by golly, I'm the kind of person who doesn't even understand that. But for my PMO usage, but actually having to know that I was, or even autism, I guess. But the kind of person that I am, I'm very sensual. Charming. Don't make me tug on my own shirt on this one, boy. Okay, but oh no, why did I say it like that? Okay, but I am indeed a very sensual person. It's like I will keep explaining that. Yes, yes, torrid, hot to the touch. Sensuality, sensuality, sensuality. All right, I'm good for them. I can keep explaining that more if you want me to haunt your dreams anyway. More, you guys haunting your dreams more than mine, I guess. As if I would haunt my own dreams that way. But relatability. I do have that relatability and tuning. Relatability. I was like I've always compared uniqueness to relatability, but yeah, relatability makes me a more fine-tuned person. I love relating to people because it makes me feel like I'm helping them in a way that's actually being more greedy, anyways. People always say that they're helping others is a self gratifying thing, but believe me, when you help someone, you are being greedy. That's a controversial opinion. When you help someone, you are being greedy, no matter what, because you don't understand how that operates. That's just my opinion. But that's my objective opinion. But how I'm not gonna say it like that because I can't. Is that everything in life is subjective? Ooh. Unless I prove you wrong, otherwise. Oh shit. Too deep. Too deep. Relatability. I love being relatable. I love being able to reach out to people and be like, yeah, even though I'm unique, I'm so relatable. Not vice versa, I guess. I don't know. But tuning. And the tuning is not self-explanatory. So let me just say that with tuning, it's like fine tuning more like. It's like being able to tell them on frequency, being the person who knows who they are, even if they don't know everything about themselves. Like I'm suggesting with other two, I guess. But being able to tune myself to also adjust who I am, customize and aesthetic wise. It can be about aesthetic and custom ability as well and style. But tuning is to actually not toning, not our crosswinding, but actually like being not Anthony. It's actually like fine tuning myself to be a person that I want to be, even if it's not always possible. But in that paradox, it's also always impossible to fine tune myself. So whatever. Maybe I'm being a hypocrite by saying that, but maybe I'm also being a double standard hypocrite by saying that, which means I'm having double standard for a reason. Ooh, yeah. But unfiltered. Yes, I do lack a filter, not just in my communication, but even in the ways I do things. Like I could be more subtle with how I do things. I don't like subtlety and nuance, but that's my contrary speaking again. So when I'm unfiltered in communication, particularly, I have to be the kind of person who knows that they can limit what they say, or even has to limit what they say, and then at the same time has to say certain things or has to say certain, do certain actions. So as per the forbidden and mandatory, this bullshit since my deep talk limit myself, which I keep mentioning every other content I make on this stuff, not just memos, Jesus. But I'm unfiltered. I'm sorry about that. I was like you said in the last memo. It was like I kept saying things that were off cuff, but it was like cuff bequeath that other video. Uh, and even these memos were even connotations, but who knows at this point. I think I most likely will make the connotations. Yeah, I am unfiltered. I will say what I need to because I feel like as maybe like my one of my own world stuff. I actually happen to be the kind of person who thinks that I have to say everything, or I at least have to do everything in a way that's already been addressed in order to express those things, as if chemical and physical changes were the exact same thing, they're not. But harsh reality. Just because you have to express it doesn't mean it has to be done. Whatever. But I can try to explain that otherwise. Yeah, give me unfilteredness just to be sensual, relatable, and tuned. That'd be hella useful. That'd be like, what the fuck? You actually R-rated MMO again. Do. It's and I have to finally get this restaurant in this over right now. But at least I'm living on something here. To limit what I use or do or say in order to be sensual. That'd be useful. That'd be hella useful for sensuality. To limit what I say or do to be sensual. That'd be like fucking womanese right there. Easy go for womanese. Womanese language, the woman language of women. Of women's, women's, women. Uh, and then relatability for me filters. So I like the simplification, I guess. I want to admit that would be useful. This fucking many things are very minimal. Relatability would actually be very useful to have if a filteredness was out of the way. If it being unfiltered. Because then I could be related to people who are also filtered. Thank God. Not in the worst way, even then. That'd be still be kind of bad, but not in the worst way again. Still be kind of bad, not in the worst way. But still be kind of bad, but not in the worst way. I'm sorry. Still be kind of bad, not in the worst way. Still be kind of bad, but not in the worst way. Still be kind of bad, but not in the worst way. Get me out of this loop. Oh, the memos I keep making over and over after I go. This fucking like get off of a Jasper. Okay. And then the type tuning instead of unfilteredness. Oh my gosh. Wouldn't I be more fine tuned because I'm not unfiltered anymore? Because I'd be like, that would be the result of that, not causing effective correlations of how the causation shit works. I still have a countries for even stuff like that. Not even just trying to place on existing or something. Other than things like both social justice warrior, insurrection age, strawmanning. A lot of things I'll try to walk in other videos, I guess. But yeah, with being more fine tuned and not unfiltered, that'd be amazing. And not so much a controversial aspect of itself, but that would be pretty cool. This is a pretty useful item list. It's like G's like sensuality really filtered and unfiltered. Because it's with all those things at once to be like being a sensual, relatable, tuned person that's unfiltered. That'd be kill. Anyone would date me at that point. Anyone. With just this alone, I'd be like. Anyone would date me. And I wouldn't have to need to be promiscuous or monogamous or whatever the fuck I would. I wouldn't have to chase only my person. I wouldn't have to only chase one, whatever. Yeah. I'm good with you guys. If you want me to keep talking, I could. Otherwise, it's already over 7 minutes. So, yes, sir. Thank you, gentlemen. I will see you after this until H and 4, all the way until P. So that's when we go for that one. Thank you guys very much. Bye.